follow us on Twitter at ghettoplex_mp4, on Instagram at ghettoplex.mp4, and on YouTube at Ghettoplex. Hocus Pocus is back in theaters, the original one. I know there's a sequel, and I haven't seen it. I don't really plan on seeing it. I just wanted to rewatch the original one because it's been a few years, and they were playing it in theaters. So I figured, why not? It's Halloween season, and I haven't yet to watch any horror movies this month. So why not go back to a classic? Start off with the old Hocus Pocus. I did go watch The Witch right after, which I'll talk about in a different video. 2 witch-themed videos for today, both perfect for this time of the year. If you haven't seen Hocus Pocus, I mean, it's a kid's movie, but it's also, for me at least, it's very nostalgic. I used to watch it every year with my mom when I was a kid. So watching it for me still has some entertainment value, I think, just based off of the memories. But if I was to watch this, I mean, if I was to have never have seen this and watched it tonight, I don't think it would have resonated with me. It's still really good for kids though. Perfect for kids movie. Back when Disney still made good movies, those made for TV movies. But it's really cool. I like how the environment of the whole film is really captures that period of time as well. It seemed like Halloween was just a thing we celebrated a lot more. It was a lot more festive. Especially we've seen like the adults kind of having their own Halloween party versus the kids doing their own trick-or-treating. It really did remind me of that time, and I just don't see that anymore. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I went to a Halloween party, even as an adult. You know, watching Hocus Pocus really made me realize how much of a culture shift we've had. But the story overall, it's cool. There's, it takes place in Salem. They show you a little bit of the origin story of these 3 witches, these 3 witch sisters, appropriately set in the location of Salem. But it's got all the classic tropes of witches and witchcraft, spells, anti-spells, flying on brooms, and then losing your brooms and having to resort to home appliances like modern brooms and vacuums to continue flying through the night. The Halloween costumes and the trick-or-treating, everything is just so, it's like a time capsule of just that era of the 90s. It was a good time. But yeah, if you have kids, I think the first Hocus Pocus still holds up pretty well. Still playing, at least in AMC theaters is playing right now. So if you're looking for something to do with your kids, you take them to see Hocus Pocus. The special effects are hilarious because, it's a made-for-TV movie, so it's not like they dumped a whole budget into it. But it's crazy how iconic the movie remains because obviously Hocus Pocus is in theaters right now, despite coming out in the 90s. But you don't see the same thing with the sequel. No one's rushing to the theater to watch Hocus Pocus 2. I didn't even watch it, and I just don't even have the interest to. I'm sure at some point in time I'll probably watch it, but right now it's not calling out to me. But yeah, so it's a good typical Disney movie. It's got a happy ending, and the cinematography for it is pretty funny. It's it's silly. It's horror for kids. It's like that movie earlier, Monster Summer. So you got Monster Summer and Hocus Pocus in theaters right now. Take your kids, enjoy the Halloween season while we're still in autumn. And let me know, have you guys rewatched Hocus Pocus recently? Do you still have those nostalgic feelings about it? Does it bring it out of you? Or have you never seen it before and this is your first time and maybe I'm wrong? Maybe you can still watch this as an adult, having never seen it, and come away with an appreciation for a movie that came out of a time period that the movie I feel like encapsulates. Anyways, follow us on Twitter at ghettoplex_mp4, on Instagram at ghettoplex.mp4, and on YouTube at Ghettoplex.